Welcome back. It's Cheesy XYZ. I had a comment telling me about this documentary from The Warning in their own words. So, this is what we're viewing today. Before we get started, please leave the like and subscribe button some love, and let's get it.
We obviously started playing here in Mexico, where Mexicans were from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country. And I feel like we've seen it grow.
The drummer already, as a pow, her faces are always amazing. I love watching her faces.
Over the years and how we started and just our crowd, and it makes me so excited that people my age are looking for this energy and like this music specifically. There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands, only woman rock bands. So she started working as a young teen, a kid. We didn't even start out as women. Like, we started out as little girls in this industry. Children, literally.
That's what I hear, and I'm so excited to look back on those videos and see the progression. And I'm told a lot about the Inner Sandman. I'm told a lot about how they're playing these shows in front of hundreds, thousands of people, and they're children at that time. That's just unheard of. And like she said, that it's not just female fronted, it's a full 3-trio female rock band. Amazing. Seriously? Oh, we gotta look back. Oh yeah.
It involves a lot, and we were doing it with our parents. Like, we were pretty protected. Like, they supported us so much. They got us into lessons. Like, they bought us our instruments. Like, they give us the liberty to really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do. So sticking with it was also hard, you know?
The band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now, obviously, our family has grown a bit more, with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us.
And your fans.
But as we keep on working, that is always the center of everything, and everyone we start working with starts feeling like
That's
family,
great.
because we've always had that vibe.
I tell you what, just from the time that I've learned about The Warning, obviously that's why I'm watching this, so I can learn, but the couple songs that I've heard and all The Warning Army showing me their love and how they feel like family in this community that involves them, and everybody that hears their music, that talks to them, everything involved is family. Wow.
I feel like we've learned how to be disciplined and responsible and level-headed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really important for the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
Yeah, if you don't have that support from your parents or, close relatives, whoever you're living with, it makes it very difficult. It makes you want to give up easier.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the Rock Band,
The
the
video
video
game.
game. We loved to play that game, and it was so fun that we just like looked at the screen and we just, oh, we want to do that. I told my dad, like, I want to play the guitar, and he's like, are you sure? And I was like, of course. By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, please, no. But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
Look at the love and support coming from their fans this early on.
I've been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years. And well, I've been playing since I was a little kid. I would always play on the drums, like the toy drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So it was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I had really good coordination. And he asked me like, hey, like, are you up for lessons? Like, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, yeah. Nobody wanted to give me lessons. I looked like a toddler.
I mean,
and
you
like
were
I was
6, you were
super
like,
short.
oh,
Like playing the drums, it didn't look very promising for me. But I met one teacher and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like, let's do this."
My parents bought me my first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and
It's the first time that she's talked. She's definitely she's the youngest, right? Pretty sure she's the youngest. And the other two usually sing the songs, but I heard that she sings as well. When Danny, I think it's Danny, please forgive me if I mess up the names. This is all still new. If Danny's throat's hurting or has issues singing, then the bass player, she will, Ale will sing the lead, which I'd love to hear that.
couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right here.
right there.
Yeah. It's really small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about a month, and then we started playing together immediately. So I didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait.
That's
I
awesome.
know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a
Do
question
it.
because it's like,
Do it.
'cause I know this isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally rock
that's
music
true.
is just
Playing with your fingers is the smoothest sound. And it's the only way to play, honestly. No hate on if you play with a pick.
like,
It's like
but
pick.
you like from the start. It
I
was
always
like
play with my
finger
fingers.
style.
I know how to play with a pick now, and I really do like the sound of it.
That's cool bass.
But I don't know, I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with shoes.
yeah,
I get it.
The talent, man. She's killing it.
The big turning point in our careers, like we did our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral, but I feel like the point where we were like, we really want to do this like for the rest of our lives was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa, like we can create something, put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really liked and
It's gonna be a really
forward
good
to.
feeling.
So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's the thing that really keeps us going, our music. Of course, like any type of
What song is that?
siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We know each other so well that
Yeah.
we know how to make it work.
Exactly. And in the second that we started writing music,
Sorry, I gotta rewind it. I was still listening to the song. Yeah, comment what song that is. I love bass intros, but that came in hard.
going, our music.
This fill right here.
Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
But we
gonna
get
happen.
along really well.
We
And I,
know each other so well that
Yeah.
we know how to make it work.
exactly. And in the second that we started writing music,
But
everything just
like, what were you
flows
thinking?
really nicely. Like I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic.
Yeah.
You shall remain inside your space.
Yeah, harmony. I love their outfits during this song.
Escape the Mind. Those were our first compositions ever. That was our first time writing. I was like 12, Danny was 14, and I was 9. We were
Oh,
children.
The warning escaped the mind.
But it was the moment where we really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And you know, it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not.
They both have all those pedals, and I'm sure they adjust them all themselves and came up with their unique sound. That's awesome.
Not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
And on walk onto the very top and I'll ride, even though I stumble and fall.
And then we jump into our first album, 21st Century Blood. And it was weird because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the same time
Era
as Escape the Mind.
Mhm.
But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
It was the first song we actually wrote
Together.
Yeah. And you know, it was also a big thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything, like we read so much and we consume a lot of
Yeah.
media as any Gen Z teen does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories that we
scenarios.
were hearing.
Mhm.
So 21st Century Blood was like, we felt like it was our first step.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
That's incredible.
Nothing will change. I'm crashing through space. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out this place.
And one thing that I really like that we do, we really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the song. So if you hear our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the same album.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second album, and Queen of the Murder Scene.
So I just watched Dust to Dust live. Do I continue live throughout that album? Or should I alternate? Do some live, some music videos? Or, I don't know. Let me know.
I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase. So you can hear clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
Cool riff.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally, you can see like the change
Yeah,
in
you can feel the
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah, it was like a novel, and it was a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a plot.
It was really hard.
It was
actually.
hard because we had some, and then we had to add like the filler episodes, but we didn't want them to feel like filler
Filler
songs.
songs.
So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, "What?
They're like, you
Why
crazy.
is there blood everywhere?
Why?" I was like, "Please hear me out."
We had to change
so much.
like
Of
a
the
lot of
story.
the storyline because it wasn't
It
even
wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
Yeah, it was just like
murder.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
That's true.
I just
So
remember that too.
we took the emo face K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yeah.
So you can hear a lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent like which phases we were going
That key
through.
change into the
Those
one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-poppy for us.
it's a thing that we also love to do. That as we start learning new ways of doing this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
That's how it should
And
be.
in Queen of the Murder Scene, it was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
Definitely.
change the key.
That was a theme.
So I wonder if Pao is the one that, again, sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, Pao, the drummer. I wonder if she has a lot to do with all the songs, songwriting wise. It sounds like she, whatever mood she's in, or whatever she's listening to, that's what's influencing what they're doing now. Which is great because she's in the middle. She's a middle sister, so she would be feeding off the other two and vice versa. Pretty cool.
Coming from Queen of the Murder Scene, things are
was
really
cool,
different
theatric.
now. Because I feel like we really grew as people,
Even
as
more.
musicians.
like
Right,
from
'cause
those two.
We're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks more about our feelings or situations that are close to us, or our opinions on certain situations.
It's Evolve, right? Sounds like Evolve. Looks like the music video too.
Love was one of the songs
Yes.
that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Yes,
and Danny
right
and Ale
here.
were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there.
These girls are awesome. They're they're so friendly and make each other smile, and it makes technically this is work to them, and so they're making it real easy on themselves for being who they are and how they are, and yeah, you can see the love between all of them.
And I was like, hey, that's a
Let's
good
go ahead.
line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like new harmonies and how like the bass and the drums were going to play together.
Yeah,
And then
as a rhythm.
differently at the same time.
Ooh,
Like there's
cool
so
shot.
much room to grow, and we always enter
That was
these
a sweet
situations
room.
like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn now?
What's gonna happen
Yeah.
now?
You got it, this is you. Okay, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam, 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 pam.
Definitely performing our songs live is a totally different universe. Like we treat it as such, even ourselves. We
Epic.
know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people
That's
who
amazing.
are watching you.
And I feel like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound, like how we sound live into our recordings, and
Yeah.
we never really,
Oh, we have never accomplished
we
that.
Yeah.
never accomplished that until like
this
This third
our
album.
third album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in
She's playing a 5-string bass on this one.
a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our live
Yes,
shows.
we do.
And we really planned everything out, and
Yep.
we practice it a lot.
And even
A lot.
our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band,
Oh,
we're
we
just
didn't move
like
at all.
statues.
Didn't move.
And that's something that we
Nothing
actually
wrong with
worked
that
on
when you melt the
consciously.
faces.
Like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more energy to the show.
Like we
Wait.
make fun of each other while we're on stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
Yeah,
laugh
and we
about
just-
it.
we just
We're
look at each other like,
you messed up.
So that
Whiskey A Go-Go is right around the corner.
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our last show that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was one of the
so
best
cool.
shows we've
People
ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
Yeah, like you can't hear
hear
us. Mexico really has something.
That's
very
gotta be a nice
special.
feeling.
big scene
Like-
of energetic people
Yeah,
ready
people are
for
really
metal.
passionate about
Yeah.
music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds were always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. It's really about making like a personal connection of what you want to transmit through your
Yeah.
instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers,
No.
and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But we were so young, we were starting out, so it
But everybody loves those. You're always your own worst critic. But I wonder if they saw the talent like everybody else did back then.
it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved and how much you've grown.
A veces las cosas obvias son las más difíciles de ver.
Beautiful.
Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar, te encuentras nuevamente abandonado. En tu martirio.
Is that the same song? That is beautiful.
At the end of the day, like there's a goal and there's something that you want to reach. And It's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personally for it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. As sisters, we really have like that separate, our working selves and our sister selves.
Sometimes people have these stereotypes or these stigmas, like we've seen it in places we've played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
we play.
Yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change.
Yeah.
And like everyone's just so
Which
excited.
is fun to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing,
That's
their
right.
age, whatever it is. It's about the music.
Music is
Music is healing, and music changes lives. Doesn't matter age, doesn't matter male, female, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna rewind a little bit because I cut her off.
Who is playing, their age, whatever it is. It's about the music.
music is the language. It doesn't matter like where you're from, like what language you speak, like anything. Like music is
The language.
That's right. Wow. I learned a lot from that video. Thank you for I want to say it was Ted that recommended this, but thank you for recommending it, and thank you to the Warning Army for all your love and support. You guys are amazing. Yeah, these girls are awesome. They really are. They're incredible. They show you a whole other side to like bandmates. They're sisters. Of course they're gonna butt heads and they're gonna argue, but at the end of the day they're still sisters and they're still a band and they're doing what they love. Wow. Thanks for following me along this journey. Okay, but please show the like and subscribe button some love. Stay cheesy, my friends.